Hello and welcome. Today I'd like to talk about the top 10 tips for developing a high performance mindset. And this applies equally to an individual and to an organization. In the previous video, the introduction to this, I said that a high performance mindset, it's a sort of mentality that allows people to achieve their potential. And it does this by focusing on continuous improvement and personal growth. When we see somebody who has a high performance mindset, we tend to see a strong commitment to personal excellence, a positive attitude, a willingness to take calculated risks to achieve success and to grow. And people like this tend to be proactive, disciplined and focused on their goals. They seek out new opportunities, new challenges. They cultivate resilience. So when you look at this commitment to self-improvement and determination, and the way these people organise themselves, sort of take control of their thoughts and take control of their lives and get a balance to it to allow them to perform, you have to ask yourself the question, how do they do it? And equally, if you want to look at an organisation, how can you do this for an organisation, or how can you encourage this, if you wish, in an organizational environment for your team, so they become the highest performers or the most successful people they can be. So what I'm going to do is run through these top 10. I intend to expand on each one of them in greater detail in future videos, but today we'll just do a quick run through. So the first one is, and this applies equally to an individual and to an organization, you have to know where you're going. You have to clearly define your purpose, your values, your big goal, what you're trying to accomplish. And this will all serve as a guiding principle for you as an individual and for an organization. So this kind of clarity around future direction, what you're trying to accomplish, where you're trying to go, why you exist, what's your purpose, really, really important. The idea of principles, of these values, of being very, very clear about your values, these are the guiding principles, how you'll behave, how you'll interact with the world, how people can expect to experience you when they interact with you. This is really helpful. So when you come to hard decisions, and there's lots of hard decisions in life, it's easy for you to make a choice. You're not vacillating between this or that. You say, no, this is what I believe, this is the way forward, this is the way I want to be as a person, this is the way I want to be as an organisation, this is the decision we're going to make. So this thing of knowing where you're going, really, really important. As an individual, making sure you're in the right role is critical. And equally for an organisation, matching people to roles. Very, very important. You really want to be in a position where you are naturally successful, where you agree with, for example, the organisation's vision, with the organisation's purpose, their principles, or how they want to interact with the world, and with their goals. And they have to be aligned with yours. Equally, your skills and abilities have to be aligned with the role that you're in. As you can imagine, for an individual how important it is, but equally for an organisation how important it is to get this right. Really, really important. I would actually say that it's the single most important thing you can do in an organisation, and the single most important thing you can do as an individual. Find that place where you naturally fit. And we talked earlier there, just talked about knowing where you're going. This idea of setting clear goals and expectations is number 3. You have to really set measurable goals. We talk about the SMART goals, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and time bound. It's really, really important that you as an individual know what you're trying to accomplish and you hold yourself accountable. We talk about this accountability in a minute, but that you hold yourself accountable to these. You can't hold yourself accountable unless you can count. If you can't count, say, yeah, I did it, I didn't do it, I said I'd do this, I did this, then how can you be accountable? You can say, yeah, I tried, I did my best. So clear, measurable, specific goals, very important for you as an individual and very important for the organisation. Again, as I said, there's no point in having these unless you actually measure and evaluate them and evaluate performance. So looking for feedback, that your Johari window, sharing more and more of yourself and asking for feedback so that the hidden area becomes smaller and smaller. This is really, really important. You really have to get feedback. You have to evaluate performance. So you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to be honest with the organisation. The organisation needs to be honest with you and looking and saying, what did we say we do? Are we doing it? Is it working? Am I progressing? Am I learning? Am I developing? Am I achieving my goal? Or not? And if not, why not? And what can we do about it? Number 5 is moving on to accountability, fostering this sense of accountability. Absolutely critical. You personally have to take responsibility. You take responsibility for your thoughts, you take responsibility for your behaviors, for your actions, for the outcomes, for the results that you generate. And you don't dodge the bullet on this one. You take responsibility for them, you hold yourself accountable. And equally for an organization, you have to hold all your employees accountable, because if you don't hold the people accountable, this becomes a culture of lack of accountability, and people who are accountable will leave. They say, well, why would I work, why would I do this, why would I hold myself accountable when nobody else is held accountable? So it's very, very important in a culture that you hold people. It doesn't mean that you are aggressive with people, it just means that you're able to count. You said you'd do it by this date, you did or you didn't. You said that this would happen, it did or it didn't. And you said you get the message. Okay, so next one, foster a positive work environment. Number 6. Work is hard. The secret, I think, is to recognize that work is hard, work is challenging. We're trying to accomplish, we're trying to stretch ourselves, we're trying to accomplish things that most ordinary people aren't trying to accomplish. And to do this, you have to create an environment that is supportive of hard work. Open communication, collaboration, teamwork. We're all working hard, we're trying to accomplish things, and it's recognized, and we create that culture that allows that to exist, where we're positive, like things like transparency and feedback and so on. Really, really important in creating this positive work environment. People shouldn't get knocked down for putting their head above the parapet. They shouldn't get knocked down for failure. They should get knocked down for not trying. So you have to create an environment where it's okay to take a risk, it's okay to try things, it's okay to work hard and try and create something and build something and be a superior performer and fail. Foster a culture of continuous learning and improvement, and invest in your people. So as an individual, you really need to develop yourself. I remember hearing a clip from Warren Buffett once saying that for the average person of average resources, the best investment they can make is in themselves. And I really believe that for the average person out there in a role trying to build something, the best investment you can make is your own personal, professional development. Continuous learning, continuous improvement. This is the mantra. And for organizations, they should do the same. You should constantly be looking for ways, how can I develop and grow my people? How can I create opportunities for them to become superior performers? And allow them to progress and develop. Because if you don't, we know it'll happen. They go somewhere where it'll happen. Number 8, encourage and foster collaboration. They say if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. If you want to accomplish something significant, nobody does it on their own. We do it in collaboration, in teamwork. So you have to cultivate this culture. As an individual, you have to cultivate the relationships you have with others and build teams and build infrastructure around you. Be supportive, be helpful, and other people help you. But in an organization, you have to create this culture where employees can thrive in a collaborative situation. Number 9 is innovation. I really, really like this one. I read somewhere that the frugality and innovation sort of go hand in hand. I like the idea that you have to think your way out of a problem and come up with new creative solutions. So fostering a culture of finding new and better ways, I think, is really, really important. And for you as an individual, that you develop this in yourself, rather than throwing money at it or throwing resources at it, you try and think creatively, think your way out of the box, think your way out of the problem, find new and better ways. And for an organisation, I think this is very, very important as well, that you develop this culture with your team of thinking, always looking for new and better ways by thinking, as the intellectual effort is the investment that you're making. And the last one, in sort of the support of all of this, I really believe in technology. And I think we should all be looking as individuals to embrace technology and as organizations to embrace technology. Technology really empowers us. It allows us to leverage ourselves, to multiply ourselves. We can streamline processes and systems. We can take away a lot of the grunt work and have technology do it for us. It can improve communications right across the organization, and it can really increase efficiency. So they're my top 10 tips, if you wish, for building a high performance mentality or mindset. And by implementing these at an individual level and at an organizational level, you can really create this culture for you personally and an organization where where you're engaged, where your team are engaged, where they're motivated, where they're committed to their own personal success and to the success of the organization. So they're the top 10. In the next number of videos, I'm going to take each one and go into a little bit of detail and show you perhaps some methodologies and things that you can use to implement these. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video.